Yeah, what's going on, Hakeem, my bro? But yes, so obviously yesterday, unless you live under a rock, what happened yesterday? Can you guys tell me? If you can't tell me, I'm sorry, but you got some shit to do. Rate cuts. We got the rate cuts. We did indeed. So pretty much everything we've been talking about, every market outlook has come true. And that's not because I'm an oracle. I mean, I've got a lot of experience, but it's really just because of an economic cycle. And this is why we have principles. And like you got to remember, the Fed, they're also humans and they only look at data to make their decisions. And they have the same, pretty much the similar data to us. And obviously, we know what they look at, right? Inflation and labor. And what's been going on with the labor and the inflation market recently? Well, we know labor has cracked and inflation has drastically come down, which is a recipe for rate cuts. Now, obviously, the sort of problem for me here is that power is late as fuck, right? Like I'm talking so fucking late. Like this guy thinks mass psychology at the moment thinks that these rate cuts are going to absolutely save it and we're going to go on an absolute bull market. That's why I think in terms of the emotional market cycle where we are right now, I really think we're coming into belief and not euphoria quite yet, but I really think we are. Let's see if I can find a good chart of this. Yeah, like I really think at the moment we're in belief and thrill right now, right? Not quite euphoria because that's going to be the top, but we're really in belief and shit, even thrill because everyone's talking like even people who've never used economics in their life now are literally spewing things out on social media. And again, mass psychology, everyone is wrong. And that's not me saying it to be a dick. It's literally just the stats of the market, right? Brokers legally have to tell you 90 to 95% of traders and investors lose 90% of their money within 90 days. So why are they wrong? Because people don't have the right education. And two, they are not using and looking at information correctly. They're making emotional based decisions, just following what's happening now. They're looking at the effects and not the causes. Obviously, we know the effects. We know the causes more importantly. And we've been talking literally, if you even go back to our meetings from like 2 years ago, we've been talking about this risk on narrative. Why? Because of the progressive inflation, because of the recent rate hikes. Well, 2 year rate hikes ago. So so the reason why I'm saying we're in fear and euphoria right now is because everyone was waiting for rate cuts, and we finally got the rate cuts because the labor market data got revised. Because the labor data got revised, it showed that the market is a lot weaker than it is. Now we're still pumping, which is good, but people are losing jobs. And obviously, if Powell doesn't act now, well, yesterday, if he didn't act yesterday, literally a recession would have followed. Now, I still think a recession's coming. I still think we're going to have a disgusting bear market next year. But this is why we got to be prepared and be ahead of the curve. Like, for example, like the masses are wrong and they're late. Like, just like this is what this chart is trying to show you. It's showing you, for example, the crypto market, right? Let's just say, right, when it crashed in the last cycle, right, from that 69K high all the way down to like, I think it was like 15K in US dollars when it crashed, right? We was in a state of depression if we just go to the Bitcoin chart for a second, right? And I'm using this as a reference for like all the risk assets, so indices as well. Obviously, this isn't like they don't all correlate one for one, of course not. But when we was, for example, sitting up here, the emotion was euphoric. If you remember back in the end of 2021, everyone was talking about Bitcoin. Everyone was talking about how bullish these markets are, how times are really good, and everything's going to the fucking moon. What happened? Crash. Why did we crash? We started to see those massive upticks of inflation. We then saw the rate hikes. That was the catalyst for that entire bear market for that 1 year. And in terms of the emotion in the market, when we had that FTX collapse in November, what was the emotion in the market? The emotion in the market was anger and depression because everyone who was buying at 69K on Bitcoin, and yeah, 69K was literally the highs. It's fucking ironic. um, Everyone was now depressed. Then it started to shoot up, right? And I literally remember this in January and February. What was the emotion? Disbelief. Nah, market's dead. I'm literally fucking talking to people, right? Buy crypto, trying to shake their head. Nah, bro, market's dead. Okay, I'm gonna buy more. And then we start fucking going into hope when we start cracking like 30K again, 40K. Then we start going into optimism when we start cracking 50K, 60K, right? And then we start going into we start going into belief when crypto hits 100K. Everyone's like, holy shit, Bitcoin's worth six fucking figures, right? And especially now we've had that rate cut, everyone's like who's been buying at 100K is now getting extra profits and is getting gassed. So now in the next few months, we're going to enter euphoria. And again, when we enter euphoria, every like even you're going to be gassed. You're going to be seeing your portfolio backflip overnight because these last few months are the most aggressive of the bull market. This is where shit goes absolutely crazy. And this is where you, your friends, everyone's going to be talking about this and getting super gassed and how much money they're making. Coinbase will become the number one app on the App Store, right? The Fed will cut rates more times this year. We're going to talk about that in a second. And everyone's going to be talking about how bullish the markets are. But as soon as we come into December, the end of December, as soon as, listen, January 1st, you should not own any crypto unless it's a stable coin. Make sure you have taken profit on everything. But Kieran, the cycle will extend. Let it. Fuck off. Who cares? Let it extend a little bit. It won't. It's the same shit that happens every fucking time. This shit is coded into the market, right? So the point is now we just had this rate cut. All of the masses are now in this belief and thrill side of it. So you can still buy, right? We've still got time, but you should start getting ready to exit in the next 3-ish months. Now, here's why we should exit soon. Because Powell's cutting rates. Why is Powell now cutting rates? Because he wanted to stop a recession. Powell, look at the new dot plot on the FOMC's economic projections, right? They in this year, they want to drop the rates to 3.5%. Now, I don't care about 2026, 2027. That's getting a bit wild, but they want to drop rates. Now, I'm going to ask you, and who's this guy? This is probably fucking Waller or Bostic, right? But why is low rates gonna absolutely fuck everything up now? What can you guys tell me? Inflation, that's it. Inflation is gonna skyrocket. And you know what? You know how like I don't want to say I know this because obviously anything can happen, create if then scenarios, but you can already see it's not even at their target yet. Inflation is not even at their target yet. That's how shook Powell is with this labor data. So he's like kind of forgot about inflation for a second and was like, we've made progress, cool, let me stop this recession. But I don't know. I think the cat's out of the bag, right? And I mean, because I mean, sure, he might, cause the labor market to rebound with a rate cut. Sure, it'll stimulate the economy further. We'll see the risk assets keep jumping. But then what's going to happen when everything heats up? That inflation's going to rise. And once that inflation rises, woo, game fucking over. Because what will happen is smart money, not these retarded spastics who are like, oh, Powell cut rates yesterday. Well done. Fucking, bro, we've been talking about this for 2.5 years now. You know what I mean? Why can we be ahead of them? Because we're looking at the data they look at. What do they look at? Inflation and labor. So if we're already ahead of the curve, we're not going to get and be a victim to these emotional market cycles. We're going to be the ones buying in states of depression and selling in states of euphoria, not buying in states of euphoria and selling in times of depression, right? You obviously want to buy low, sell high. When the markets are quiet, when there's blood on the streets, you be greedy. When everyone's greedy, you be fearful. When everyone's fearful, you be greedy. So keep an eye out for inflation, right? Now, I don't think right now because like I think, and again, that my point is this is what I was about to explain next. I almost forgot, getting a bit excited there. Is the bond yields, right? I wanted to spend a little bit of extra time today on the bond yields because like you can't fucking make this up, bruv, right? When we look at the bond yields, we know the bond yields correlate with the rates, and obviously we've got different yields, 3 months. I mean, there's even more than this, but these are just like kind of the main ones I'm looking at the moment. You got the 3 month, 6 month, year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20 year, 30 year. Now, obviously, the longer ones are less sensitive to short term rates because is a fucking 30-year yield. But a 6 month or a 3 month that will expire in 3 months or a year, they're a lot more sensitive to short-term fluctuations of rates. And what I think, we're going to load, like, look, the bond yields have been falling since 23. These have been falling since 23, bro. Since pretty much since those inflations started to fall down. So we've already known. Like, look, we boothed. When did we booth? Fucking back in well, boothed in August. We look on the 3 month, right? We was distributing in August and February. Look at the 6 month. We've been distributing since 2023. Look at the 1 year. Shit, this thing's been distributing even longer. So you look at these now, right? This is where we're going to blow some fucking minds, right? What do you all see? Tell me what you see. What do you see on this chart? Damn right, a reaccumulation. Oh God, wait. I think we're logarithmic. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, baby. All right. So what do you think is going to happen when we come into demand and inflation is spiking? What do you guys think is going to happen? Go up. And then what do you think is going to happen to the fucking... So when we know when these bond yields go up, risk assets go down. So right now, yeah, these are going down, of course. So risk assets are going up. But what I'm trying to teach you guys here is how to stay ahead of the curve and not get sucked in. Like all these people now who are screaming, I don't want to try to sound cocky, but like on my social media, I follow other people, obviously, and like I can just see the crowd psychology playing out where no one was talking about fundamentals, rate cuts for the last 2, 3 years. No one. But now everyone's like, wow, rate cuts. They're too fucking late. Bro, the party finishes in an hour. You know what I mean? Just showing up a bit late, bro. We got there early, fair enough. We got there a bit early and maybe no one was at the party, but I'd rather be early than fucking getting there when it's finishing. You see where I'm going with this? So if we can pay attention to this labor data, we can pay attention to this inflation data, and we can pay attention to these bond yields, we have the fucking cheat codes to these macro cycles and crowd psychology. Does anyone have any questions about that? Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like, because think if you're a government investor, right, you're gonna buy bonds, and you're gonna obviously buy bonds when your yields go up. So when your yields are going up, that means your return on investment goes up, and this is a guaranteed ROI by the US government. So when we're sitting at 4%, 5% guaranteed ROI, that is absolute insanity in the world of finance. A guaranteed 5%? Holy shit, is insanity. But then when this is going to start crashing, why would I keep my money somewhere that's going to not make as much money anymore? I want to seek to create a yield. So they start putting their money into those risk assets. Why the yield doing Wyckoff? Because Wyckoff is literally the algorithm. Like, bro, this is like Wyckoff's been around for 200 years. Like, Wyckoff ain't no, like, this is why I love Wyckoff over smart money or any of these other strategies, because all of these strategies are trying to guess and trying to make sense, and they're just small little parts of the market. But when you understand Wyckoff, you literally can map every single move. Obviously, you can't catch every move because not every move's high probable, but you can make sense of everything. You know why the market's doing what it's doing. There's no randomness. Oh, I have an order block. My order block lost. Why did it lose? I don't know because I'm a spastic. Versus Wyckoff. Why did my accumulation lose? Because A, it wasn't valid, or two, they were redistributed in the bearish market cycle and you shouldn't have even been buying that accumulation anyway. You see the point. So yeah, bro, everything respects Wyckoff. because it is literally the study of how, like, Wyckoff was trading, bro, 200 years ago before candlesticks on charts like this existed. Bro was trading on paper with X's and O's. Now, this is something really advanced, right? And point and figure. This is the core way of Wyckoff trading. Now, you ain't got to worry about this shit. Well, you can't see it on this, right? But this is the bad man way of trading, right? This is fucking hard as fuck, all right? But this point and figure is how Wyckoff used to trade on fucking paper, X's and O's, bro, right? And eventually, obviously, candlesticks evolved. But Wyckoff has been around for years, bro. This guy was on the floors, you know? So Wyckoff itself specifically is the study of orders being filled in the market, buy orders, sell orders, take profits. So everything respects the law of supply and demand. Even when COVID was a thing and you could chart the COVID cases, literally you could see the COVID cases accumulating and reaccumulating and reaccumulating. Money goes out of risk, yeah, into the bonds, yeah. Are you only? No, bro. Like I said earlier, look at all of them, right? Look at the 3 year, 6 month, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20 year, 30 year. I mean, there's way more than this, but yeah, obviously the higher ones are less sensitive to short term changes. What's good, bro? So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Has anyone got any other questions on economics whilst we're here? So, I mean, yeah, it's good that we got a rate cut, by the way. Like, I'm not sitting here mad that we got a rate cut, obviously, or I'm happy. But my point is, he's late. He should have been doing this a year ago. Mate, I should be the fucking chairman at this point. But yeah, so he's late and he thinks, oh my God, I'm gonna save the economy. No, you're not. Inflation's gonna spike soon, especially with the tariffs, because guess what's happening soon? The pauses of the tariffs come off. Remember, Trump put a pause on the tariffs. And even what Marco was saying in the chat, his little conspiracy theory it made sense, you know. It made sense. So yeah, insider trading. Not even, bro. We just know what we're doing, you know. But yeah, so in terms of economics, everything stays the same. And when we look at the markets, it pretty much has been doing everything we spoke about on Tuesday. So in terms of the dollar, we're going to get into this. So higher time frame, we obviously just confirmed a nice redistribution. I feel sorry for everyone who's trying to buy the dollar at a demand. It's hilarious. So we just cracked this new low. It's a big chance we're going to come all the way up and take this liquidity to like 99 again, maybe even the 100 price point. And if we the 100 price point is insanity because that's a mitigation of this micro in there as well on Friday. I think that was NFP. But I do want to see a pullback on this and a bigger shakeout, which will probably come into rollover to next month. Now, kind of looking at where we are today, if I am going to play something on this, being a Thursday, I will be a bit more aggressive on this, but I'm not absolutely going to be, I'm not going to be a retard about this. I do want to see if we can play a little redistro on this, and I want to see if we can distro here in NYSC and start redistroing down. If we can do that today, I will play shorts to target this. Now, I need the redistros. I'm not short in the distro here. I need more redistributions. I need signs of weakness and I need evidence of sellers in this market because we obviously have just accumulated and we are potentially in a rebalancing phase, higher time frame. Now, if we don't get the redistro, which is the higher probability, right? I will look up in this supply. I mean, maybe today or tomorrow. I mean, recently Fridays have been fucking hitting. We've been giving bangers. So I'm still going to try and give this a go if it does work its way up here. But I won't be as aggressive in that reload. I mean, it's a reload. It's got cause and effect. But I would rather us come all the way up to this like 80 or something because we've got a bunch of liquidity around the 50. That would make the most sense. Obviously, it doesn't have to happen. You know, if this rate cut is really like if markets are really gassed on it, because I mean, obviously, what like the last few months, markets have been pretty much anticipating the cuts, and then yesterday just confirmed it and validated everything price action's been showing. You know, so they're sort of my scenarios today on the dollar. I mean, like again, I can't guarantee what's going to happen on this, but in here is way aggressive. So wait for the redistro to be safe and then play some micros in there on the dollar. So if we're going to look at EU and GU, this is going to be the same thing, right? So I want to see, I was trying to see if that's going to reaccumulate, end up didn't give a micro. I mean, yesterday was not really a trading day. So yeah, I do want to see if we zoom out a bit, what we're going to do. Well, we just confirm this big thing. Yeah, so obviously if we can come hit this 50, all right, and give us a little micro down here, that would be great. Yeah, if we can get an accumulation down here, that'd be good. Now again, if we're gonna play rebalance and play down, I don't know if I really want to do that right now. But I'd rather this thing start to build up for the reaccum and then play this up pretty much opposite of the dollar. Kieran controls all markets. And then if we look at the pound, so in terms of alerts, I will put an alert on like 1.1908. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I put an alert just like on these little highs over here. Anyone got questions about EU and dollar? Where should I start documenting myself apart from this fire session? Hey, appreciate you, bro. Um, wait. What do you mean to document yourself? What do you mean where? Do you mean like as if you're starting from scratch? So I would say probably start off with episode one of the boot camps and then go into the beginners chat, give feedback to someone else, and then ask for feedback yourself. Remember, what you give is what you get. So try and give someone else feedback, and then before you ask for feedback. But yeah, if you put something in the beginners chat, bro, as we go through each of those concepts, you should get some good feedback. In terms of what things to read, everything I'm going to teach you in the boot camps and like we've got tons of recordings, all the economics and fundamentals. There's a training. Um, in the chat. I'll drop it in. What I'll do is I'll pin it on the fundamentals chat. Like this is a must watch. And you can search the Coin Quest channel, bro, for like economics or fundamentals and that, bro. And I've done multiple recaps on it. But like in terms of where to learn it, here, this video, bro. The only thing with economics, it just oh, I see you sent a few in the chat. Well done on that. I'll take a look at these after this call. Or if you want to send them on the Zoom, I can always review them. But oh, it is. It's already the pin message. Yeah. So I'll just pin it again. Watch that, and then you can even search for more fundamentals and just discuss. Like the best way to learn fundamentals, bro, and everything is learn and then do. Learn and then do. Do what? Backtest. Go backtest the '07 and '08 recession. Go backtest what happens with CPI, PPI, and PC. Literally, go and open the CPI year over year chart. Go and open the DXY. Go and align every time inflation spikes and see what the dollar does. Um, but yeah. Yeah, so obviously it is a higher probability. So if I am gonna play this up for the reaccumulate, wait, I need to check the volume. Hold up. Oh wait, there's not a lot of volume in there. We did get a little Frankfurt. So assuming it's a Thursday, and assuming we're gonna get a continuation during New York, if we can let it reaccum here, this reaccum during the blue box will be my POI, and I'll play it up. I'm not going to be aggressive because of where we are. We have a lot of room to go down on this. My journal tells me Thursday and Fridays and even Tuesdays are my best performing days, so I will follow that data. Um, so, but it's where we are on the chart. Obviously, to do that is the safest play and do that or come down into hit, right? But being a Thursday, I'm willing to see if this thing is going to reaccumulate and get the micro and then play it up to those highs. So looking at pound, same thing on the pound. I was trying to monitor it where we are now to see if we are going to accumulate in here. I don't plan on taking any buys in here. It's too aggressive. I just wanted to monitor it to see if we're going to get like a little lagger leader situation and end up cracking this high for the baby reaccum to then go up for the major reaccum, basically, on the old pound. But again, pound can come a lot lower, higher time frame, so we don't need to be. Oh, we still haven't cracked that high on the pound yet. What is going on? Um, yeah. So if we can come into here, I'll give it a go. Depends on where the dollar is. That's what I'm going to play. I mean, I'm looking there. That is technically a reload as well, but I'd rather us come a little bit lower than this. So what date was that? From the 1st of July. 1st of July. Oh, here. Oh, I don't give a fuck. It didn't break. The dollar broke yet. This is textbook divergence. Yeah, always refer to the dollar, man. I mean, it doesn't actually matter that we didn't break that because, whoa, we're selling off. We're not seeing any accumulation in there. Wait, do we have any news coming out today? Probably delabored that art again. Um, well, last night, like the FOMC dropped at 1 a.m. I planned to stay awake for it. I ended up falling fucking asleep. I woke up at like 6 a.m. Like, did he cut rates? Did he cut rates? What happened? Fucking 1,000 trading view notifications going up. What do we have? Do we have? Oh, and they already dropped. Lead market a little bit stronger. And we've got BOJ tomorrow. That's gonna be. See, if they raise rates tomorrow, I am selling the fuck out of UJ and buying JPY futures. Rate decision on pound, I don't really care, bro. Why? Because what drives the pound? This thing's looking heavy, bro. How's the dollar looking? That is looking strong. This thing is probably going to reaccumulate. I mean, if you want to play a counter trend model, that is the counter trend model there. You can buy it up. Obviously, drastically lower risk. So maybe we're going to even play a counter trend down on these. We'll see. I'm going to ping an alert on these lows to see if maybe we can get a counter trend down. That would make like that just makes so much sense because for the deeper pullback as well, just in terms of like crowd psychology, like rate cuts. Yeah, dollar sells off. Yup. Fuck you all. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Does everyone understand the thesis on this? If you don't, please tell me, and I will explain it in more detail or a different way. Like, please do not sit here if you feel confused. Like, say something, and I will do it. Every successful trader I know is not afraid to ask questions and is not afraid to say when they're unsure. It's good to be unsure because now you know you're going to find the answer. Every profitable trader I know always asks questions, always send charts into the chats, and always gets that extra confirmation. Even if they're a little bit unsure, they're like 90%, they still just do it anyway, because it doesn't cost money to ask a question. You know what I mean? Yeah, cool. Um, yeah, we'll see what's going on with these. I mean, it's definitely a possibility we can redistro and come a lot lower. We'll see. Crypto. No. No. Oh, Bitcoin accumulated in there. You motherfucker. Did give an entry. Did anyone backtest this? Oh, oh no. You seeing that? What do we have here? We definitely got free drives in there. I don't even need to. Yeah, I don't even need to fucking think that. Oops. One, two, three, STB4, Rooney, and then we confirm the type 1. No, no, no. I mean, it's crypto, you can trade at these times. You can trade crypto 24/7. I mean, I'm sleeping like a baby. Wait, did I wake up at this time? Maybe that's why I woke up. My alert was going off. Fuck, what time is 10 p.m. UK in Thailand? It's like 7 hours. But no, that fuck that. There you go. That's a clean setup right there, man. Anyone catch that? That was absolutely clean. ETH gave one. I mean, Bitcoin did. I'll tell you that. Um, ETH. Oh, ETH. Yeah. So we ended up creating the type 1. I don't know. I wouldn't have given an entry because you needed that break. I don't like that we're in this supply, but being a Thursday, if we let's 15th of September. 15th of September, 15th of September, 15th of September. I don't give a fuck about that supply on ETH. Look at this. Let me teach you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Look, look, look. Look, 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 look. Look, look, look. All right. ETH and Bitcoin correlate, right? Look. What is ETH showing us? Supply. Look at the date. Monday 15th. All right. Remember that. Monday 15th. Look, 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 look. Monday 15th. Gone. So technically, that zone has broken. I don't care about it anymore. Now, is it a possibility that this could still be a big distro? It could. That's why we wait for this little micro in here if we get something. So, I mean, there's definitely a chance this can be a big distro. I'm going to be very cautious of that. You know, this could be a up for us. This could be a UTAD. Be very cautious, so don't be too aggressive on this. What's total doing? Oh, total. Total. Holy. That's a better than accumulation. Yes. That little $4 trillion market cap. Can I see volume, please? Will you show me the volume? Oh, look at the volume. Right at that 50%. Very nice. Around that psychological $4 trillion market cap makes plenty of sense. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be careful that they can give a bigger shakeout, but I will look for buys on some of these up these 50s and 80s. Yeah, I do not care about this on ETH. So I will still look in here. There you go. Um, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I mean there was a zero entry on ETH yesterday. Zero. Zero. Like, I see a few people in the other day trying to buy ES. We'll talk about that. But boom, boom. I mean, okay, boom, boom, boom. You never broke. You never broke. So you should not have been trying to buy that. Oops. Fuck. I just stopped. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, where's my share gone? Oops. Mhm. Crypto? Yeah. Yeah, you can trade crypto 24/7. Come to indices. Yeah, I ain't gonna touch JPY until we get the rate decision. Fuck, the VIX is down. Fuck, bro. You guys remember the VIX chart I sent in the chat the other day? Right off that 80, bro. Insanity. Kieran, why do you use a 1580? This is why. Look at it. Look at that reaction. Insanity. All right. Let's go into indices, man. Oh, damn, it's been a quick one today. Normally we get onto indices way later. Right, let's start off with ES. Just from curiosity, I haven't investigated down here yet. Did this give like a 1 second entry? I'm very curious. I'm very curious if this thing gave like a 1 second one. Did it? No. Uh, not really. Okay, no, it didn't. All right. So what can we do with these today? Pullback makes sense. A deeper pullback does make sense. Mm, Excuse me. I'm mitigating here. I'm gonna set some alerts and buy from here. Probably will get a deeper pullback. Same thing with NAS. I'm gonna buy from here. What are you doing up here? You're distributing, are you? You distributing, you cheeky monkey. No, that's not a reaccumulation. Why is this not a reaccumulation? Why is this not a reaccumulation, chap? Because why? You tell me. Why is this not a reaccum? Exactly. No distro. It is the distribution, right? Phase A, stop the trend. Phase B, time passing, opinions forming. Phase C, manipulation. Kadunk. So what I will do on you cheeky bugger. Oh, do we have a Frankfurt sweep? Do not piss me off. Ugh, we don't. Sad. But I will give it a go in here on the Nas dingle. Open, let the open manipulate or reaccum. Do that and buy it. Now, make sure when you're looking at these, you're looking at the companies inside, you're looking at the heat maps, and you're making sure you're getting your relative strength divergence. Putting a lot on there. Oh, yes. 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 I mean, I'm not going to counter trend trade this down, but if you are, that's going to be your supply. That's your micro. Come into here. Please do this. Many thank you. Or do this, then do that. And obviously, we've still got the high out, like the M15 zones on these, but these are just maintaining that lower time frame market cycle. Yeah, so this is my line in the sand, like 6610 all the way down here. I'll look in there, not going to put too much weight because we've got the old Asia session. I would love the bigger reaccum though. I would love it to do that and play the micro in there today. And then we can get another withdrawal. Or withdrawal. Bro, I'm so done with English. I always get confused between withdrawal and withdrawal. Like, I know one is like you take something out, and one is obviously like you're a drug addict, but I always get confused with the differences. It shows you've not got to be smart to be a good trader. And then we've got the Dow. Do you know how long it took me to get used to that? I got episodes. Trust me, bro. Oh, the Ryukin with the distro. Oh, I thought we were talking about English. Okay, I'm the retard here. Yeah, bro. But I didn't that like. I think the reason why a lot of times people get mixed up with them, bro, is one, they're not validating it with a three-prong test, and two, it's their intention. Like I've even noticed it in a lot of my mistakes where it all comes down to my focus. If I'm focusing on making money and trying to pass the challenge or trying to hit a target in my mind, right? My intention is now switched to making money. So I'm now going to perceive everything as a setup. You know what I mean? Even when it's not. So get clear, keep your intention on fuck the money, fuck all this. It's just, do I have a clear setup? And obviously, look at the market in phases. Like when you're seeing, like, for example, where we are in the NAS, right? Where are we? Like where we are in the NAS, like as everyone's probably thinking, oh, it's Ryukyuan manipulation or the cock, right? But let's go through phases and events, right? We just stopped the trend, phase A, consolidation, minor sign of weakness, up thrust, UTAD. And now let's get the sign of weakness. Then we get the spring, then the jump across the creek. And that is our reaccumulation. So don't just think, oh, it looks like a reaccumulation. Level one is yes, it looks like it. That's, right as a beginner. But then when you get more advanced and more mature, you start using that validation criteria, which we taught in the boot camp. Not the English. All right, my bro. Take care, brother. Appreciate you tuning in. That's it, bro. Like making those sacrifices at work on your lunch break. Like you've got choices. You can either be on your lunch break talking to your broke colleagues, right? Or you can be here trying to grind and better your life. And everyone who goes full time does the same shit. So shout out to you, bro. That's it, bro. All trading problems. Well, okay, let's backtrack. If your technicals are good, assuming you've got everything validated, then yeah, the emotions and that come from the intention. It's true. Um, and it's hard because like in normal life, you're taught to focus on the outcome. You're taught to focus on the thing you want, versus in trading, you got to do the exact opposite. All right, Mick, you're gonna get excited on this one, bruv. Mick's like gold. Shit, let me get some gold. I feel like Mick's fucking built a house out of gold at this point, bro. He's got so many, he loves it. Yeah, we're in demand. We are accumulating in here. All right, very nice. We got little schematic tingle. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, springo. Send a tempo. All right. And then now we just need to mitigate and probably give a micro. I don't really think this R&R is going to be justified. I think we've also got a Frankfurt sweep in there too. Yeah, there you go. That's gold. Meanwhile, we're looking at it, because they're in demand. What else would we be looking at? Okay, this we end up turning to a larger distro on this one, and here we are. Silvingles. Silvingles. Maybe this will answer your question. We are in, now, I don't like that we do not have a shakeout on this, but remember, we don't need a shakeout. Well, we do to take a trade, but institutions don't. I think Gold Ingles already did give him a nip on here too, if we correlate this. Where are you, Goldilocks? So what was this? 10th of September. 10th of September. Yeah, we got a little manip here on the 10th. So it should be all right. I mean, you could get a bigger shakeout. Definitely a possibility. If we get a lot of dollar strength, it could bring some of this down. But I'll still give it a go, man. It's Thursday, isn't it? Silver, ugh, ugh, ugh. I mean, not likey silver. I mean, silver could be doing a one, two, three with a little hoodoo hoodoo. Um, at the moment, silver's leading. So it doesn't have to give. Obviously, I'm going to be making sure silver is given strength when I'm taking my entry on gold. But yeah, I like buys on this. So I think silver just needs to rally. I mean, it could definitely still sweep first before giving a rally. It could definitely come and take those lows and do that, which should be pretty good. Um, yeah, and playing there on gold or a little reaccum. But again, don't get sucked in if it just breaks. Like, wait for that for the reaccum. I mean, it can be possibility. I just don't have an economic reason for it though. That's the thing. So, I mean, yeah, it's always a possibility we can get a bigger shakeout. Um, but then my thing is, why are we spending all this time accumulating in there if there's sellers in there, you know? I mean, every scenario you can always get a bigger shakeout. So, I don't know I'm so confused what you're asking, bro. Can you show me your chart you're seeing? Because you're saying that here we go. Is that your chart? There we go. Um, okay. What's your point? We're still in demand. We still have orders being filled. I mean, that was FOMC. It's a fucking random, like ask yourself this. When do you ever see an institution fill all of their orders in a wick? You don't. That was just one order being filled. That's it. I mean, we're still bullish. We're still accumulating, still filling more orders. So, and plus, look at silver as well. Give it a bit more clarity. I mean, we can actually test this wick and actually really let's test it. Let's see how many orders are in there. No orders in there. Bullshit. Yeah, I don't really care about that. I mean, zero. There you go. So yeah, I'm still good on this. If we can get a little cumin here, I'll give it a go. So we'll have another alert. Just kind of need this little reload, like 3693. And then that's pretty much it. You got Russell. Damn, Russell, that entry on Tuesday, this was a clean one, bro. I didn't take this, but a little back test. So we mitigated this, coming to the 50 on the spring of the accumulation. Fucking, I mean, the volume wasn't there. Um, but she gave this dirty little entry down here. Um, she gave a little micro reaccum in there. Look at that little distro minute break. Holy, off the fiddy. Oh, should we gonna get swifty? Let's see. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh goodness. So if you just held a runner, fuck. Insanity. Obviously realistic targets, majority TP 1 to 8. Maybe a little measured move. Oh. Bro, look at that. Like, what the fuck? Right to the measured move. Then we fill the gap, mitigate. Oh God, I bet we mitigate the 50 of this reaccum. Oh, just shy. Just shy of it. But yeah, that was a clean back test. So today on the Rossington, um, nothing really too clean on this, man. I'll be real with you. I think yes or so we're getting these sell-offs pre-market open. Yeah, let's see what I want to keep an eye on the dollar. I'm not going to buy in here on euro. There's a chance, like I said, we can come to that lower POI. So we could always maybe see that. Or if we see this little reaccum with a micro, I'll try and play it up to those highs. So euro, pound looks like it's selling off. Dow. Do I speak about a Dow? Yeah, so I want to buy Dow, right? Um, Basically playing a cum somewhere down here. Looks like Dow's been given deep pullbacks recently, so let's see if we can get in on it. Get that coconut water. Get the electrolytes in. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyone got any questions? Mm-mm-mm. Oh, he was in the Russell one. Nice, bro. 152. There you go. So when news, not necessarily. It's just like if I'm gonna say orders have been filled, I need a schematic to form. And we just checked the orders. In that instance, there was zero orders in the Russell. What fundamentals you look at for a Russell? I'm personally guessing euro. Why? Do you know what the Russell is, bro? I don't think you do. It's okay though. So Russell is 2,000 US companies. So that should probably give you the rest of your answers. But yeah, it's 2,000 US companies. It's not like any of the major ones like Nvidia and stuff. Like just, everyone should do this. Just go on TradingView, heat maps, and look at the actual companies inside of it. You know, um, the Russell. Yeah, it's just a bunch of little small ones. A bunch. Oh, but they're all US though. So earnings report. I mean, you can dive into all these earnings reports if you want. Just gonna do my head in. But yeah, pretty much the economic cycle as well. Oh, German 40? Oh, I didn't trade that. I've not got a clue. I wouldn't even know what session to trade it, bro. I mean, maybe London Open, but what am I going to try and trade the London Stock Exchange Open? I'd rather trade NYSE. Like again, trying to trade the London Stock Exchange Open and catch the higher low of the day is so more lower probable than playing New York for continuations. It can be done. German 40, you have to look into the companies and probably pay more attention to the German economy. But yeah, I don't want to make extra work for myself. For oil, look at CAD and global travel. People asking about it. Yeah, London, bro. You'd want to UK 100 German. I mean, just think what companies are they there? European, right? So the London Stock Exchange open. But it's just like, and again, what like why like I don't like everyone loves to trade more markets, but more markets don't mean more money, bro. You know? I mean, shit, majority of this year, I think most of my profits have just come from US equities, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, and like with them anyway, you don't have any relative strength divergence, so it's a lot harder to trade anyway. Like when you have relative strength divergence and comparable strength on indices, like it's not a guaranteed win, but it pretty much fucking is. Um, yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't say he's been completely dead. I mean, sure, there's probably been loads of scalps if you're sitting on the fucking 10-second time frame, but indices just clean, bro. We know when they move, very easy to trade, very clean, you know. Um, but yeah, if you go, I mean, yeah, you'd focus more on like European stuff, but again, I haven't got a lot of data on it, so there's no point trying to trade it. But just New York Stock Exchange is the easiest, you know. Stick to what works. And I think this is where it just comes down to again, teachability index, right? Because my mentors would tell me, look at this market, and I'd be like, no, I want to look at this market. Why? Why am I listening to myself? I'm not profitable, you know what I mean? Um, and it just comes down to being teachable, having that willingness to learn and the willingness to change. Um, but yeah, I don't really fuck with German 40 or I mean UK 100 here and there I'll trade, but it's not really a priority. Again, like US 30, ES, NQ, very easy. We're all familiar with the companies. It's very easy to get news updates on them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very easy to be on Twitter and see what's going on with them earnings and the market. What's NAS doing? I can't even name you what. Oh, how convenient. It's very easy to know on, these like what companies are doing what and what's driving them. Like, I can't even name one company in the German 40. I like UK 100 a bit more because most of their markets operate in like South America. Um, but yeah, I just don't really bother it, brother. Yeah, that's it, man. It's pretty effortless. That's what I found out yesterday that I'm not listening to what you say, so I try and follow. That's it, bro. Um, and that's not your fault. Like this is what you got to understand. This is just you are in a habit of doing things your own way, and that's just evolution, right? So all it is just creating new habits, and we humans are always going to fall into old habits. Like I'm a perfect example of my dog trainer. Like obviously you all know Kaiser. Like my trainer will say to me, "Do this, do this, do this, do this," and obviously I'm trying to do it, but I'm a human, bro. I'm going to forget. So what do? I continually invest into my dog trainer, even if I don't think I need it. Right, I'm still continuing to invest into him. I'm still going there, and even though he's telling me the same shit. I'm not sitting there like, oh, I know this. Well, if I knew it, I'd do it. And we humans, we don't need to learn new stuff. We need to be reminded. That's what it's about. Because I've got 20, I mean, I've had my dog, what, two years now, I think. So I've had 24 years of programming, pretty much, of dealing with other dogs and shit in that way. So now I've got to undo all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it won't happen overnight. But again, it just comes down to awareness, bro. Like that's a really powerful level of awareness there. And again, that's it. It's not just listening to the teachings. Again, it's two sides of the teachability index. And if you want to learn more about this, I would recommend listening to Kevin Trudeo. Your wish is your command. Fantastic audio. Yeah, it's like 13 hours long. It's insane. But he talks about the teachability index, having the willingness to learn and the willingness to change. Because if you've got a 10 out of 10 willingness to learn, you're on all the Zoom calls, you've gone through the courses, you're sending charts in this, all right, cool, you're willing to learn. No one cares. Because if you're not willing to change, that ain't going to do anything. You can have a 10 out of 10 willingness to learn, but if you've got a, shush, yes. But if you've got a 0 out of 10 willingness to change, 10 times 0 is still 0. That's it, right? Why are you trying to learn fucking 50 karate moves? Learn how to throw a punch. Oh, I can throw a punch. Okay, do the 1 inch punch, he says, and fucking put out this candlestick with your 1 inch punch without touching it. He's like, and the candle doesn't do anything. Then the master comes in, and the candle goes out with his little 1 inch punch from the force. And the guy's like, how did you do that? He goes, I didn't learn 1,000 techniques. I didn't learn how to punch. I learned how to punch. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. But On your journey, you're going to have old habits, you're going to have things that you don't want to do, and you're going to have internal resistance. Do you know the amount of times, bro, my mentors would tell me to fly here, or they'll tell me to buy this, or they'll tell me to do something, and I'd have resistance to it. And I wasn't willing to change. And that was why I stayed stuck. Like, mentor would be like, "Ah, bro, do this, go to this event, buy this ticket, do this." No, no, I don't want to. I want to do it my way. Brother, you are broke. What way are you going to do? You okay? You want to be more broke? Do your way. And I did. Time went past. More time went past. Why am I not getting results? Bro, I've been here for a year and I'm still not profitable. You ain't been nowhere for a year. Fuck you mean you've been here for a year? I told you to do this, you didn't even do it. I told you to backtest this market, you didn't even do it. I told you to do 100 fucking, send me 100 screenshots, you sent me four. Why do you expect to have results from the work you didn't do? And that's where it comes down to having that willingness to change. Because everyone wants to learn. Y'all will listen to the books, you'll listen to the audios, and that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. That's great. But we don't want to be great. We want to be fucking world class, fantastic, elite, superior, right? The best of the world. And to be that, you've got to be willing to change. Change what? Change your own habits. Go towards the uncomfortable feelings. Change your actions on a daily basis. And that's what it is. And like, even the thing is, you have, and we will always have resistance to it because our brain thinks, wait a minute, this is how I've done things for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and that's what's kept me alive and safe. So your brain is seeking safety. So it's reverting back to its old ways of doing things. But we know the comfort zone is the broke zone. Oh, wait, someone is digging on my door. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Someone is digging on my door. Hello? Oh, sun's up. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Oh yeah, shout out fucking Lumpini Park, bro. They bring me some fucking nipples. No, what are these cookies? And some sleep well tonight aroma fresh spray. Fuck. That was quite nice. Oh, spray on your anyway, we're not here for this. But the point is, hey, what's going on, Chadley? Happy birthday, brother. Um, the point is to have that willingness to change. Because I remember like my mentors would tell me, be mindful of what you're listening to. Get in my car and I'll put on music. They'd tell me, be mindful who you surround yourself with. And I'd go and link with my fucking broke friends and smoke weed in the park all night. 6 months later, I'm not funded. Why am I still losing trades? Because I'm not doing the fucking work and I'm not breaking those habits, not willing to change. So the key, the secret formula you're looking for is in front of you. You have the answers. You just need to have the willingness to learn and that willingness to change. You do that, you consistently show up every single day. Now it's just a case of time. Now it's just TIME, things I must experience. Now it's just that. But if you're not changing those habits, you're not doing the new things, you're not taking those risks, you're not following that advice, you have the illusion of progress. You know, we're listening to ourselves every day and we think we're evolving because we're being productive. No, you're not being productive, you're being active. Don't mistake activity for productivity. What are you producing? What are you getting out of this? What are you fucking doing? You know, like, and it all comes down to, again, intention. It's like, for example, there's two types of people on this calls. You've got the people who will never get funded, who are probably sitting there with their cock in their hand, laying back in their bed, right? And then you've got the person who's actually funded or will become funded very soon and get payouts, who's on this call, who's asking questions, sending charts, getting active, getting involved, taking notes, going back, watching recordings, marking up the same charts, testing their theories in the chat. And those are the people who always get funded. They're the people that go and make it work. You know, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. You can go to the gym, right? And you can just go and look like a fat slob. Or you can go to the gym, intentional, knowing what you're doing, putting in the work, trying fucking hard, and you will look like Nathan or Kerban, right? Fucking superheroes over here. You got some funding. Congrats, brother. Oh yeah, it's been a while since you got funded, bro. You must have had some payouts since then, man. Make sure you send me those certificates, bro. So I can post your ass on Instagram. But yeah, bro. It depends on the funded firms. I can still do it. I like the easiest ones to pass are the HFTs. Um, yeah, and I have a guy that does it. So the one like the easiest firms like MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 that allow HFT trading. Any firm we can get done in literally 2 days. Yeah, maybe a few extra worst comes to work. Yeah, I don't know. You have to ask if you have to find out if they have HFT. It's called HFT, high frequency trading. So if they allow HFT trading, I can do it on MetaTrader 4 or 5. So just check their rules. Looks like we're accumulating in here. All right, guys. Anyone got any questions? Things we're struggling with whilst we're here? If not, I'll catch you lot on Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday, and we will go into episode 8. Right, and I think on episode 8, we're gonna recap. I've got some notes on my PC at home. We're gonna go through the other entry models we use. And then yeah, I think we'll leave it at that for that day, and then we've got obviously more shit the days after. Cool. All right. We'll give you guys a couple more seconds to ask any other questions. Hey, I'm glad you guys got value. So obviously, if you guys want to start leaving, you're more than welcome. And then, can you send the level? What level? Oh, I didn't send the zones. Oh shit, let me do that now. When confidence is ego, we'll get into that, bro. One sec. Oh shit, I didn't send the zones. Now I'm just getting excited. Wait, what? Yeah, I'll send it one sec. Zones. Oh, why is my Telegram logged out? Give me one sec. But obviously, if some of you want to start hopping off, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to go for any other charts. I'm just going to answer any other questions. And Tom was asking about ego and confidence we'll go into. And I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, Dow is in the POI though. It probably looks really weird. You see him doing bare facial expressions looking at you. Yeah. Oh God. Um, Gold's in the zone. Fuck, I'm gonna be all over this bitch. I'd rather wait for the open though. 'Cause I know that open gives a lot of manipulations. I think that's it. Oh man, yeah, pound is dropping its panties. So probably gonna get the bigger pullback. We might even be able to do a cheeky little counter trend trade on them. Give me one sec. Just send these last charts. A little bit of a higher time frame one on the dollar. And then what was you saying, my bro? Um, is it a thing when confidence is ego? So in my mind, ego just means personality, just who you are. And I don't think it's sometimes bad to be in your ego if it's justified, because confidence will come from evidence, right? So you'll become confident at trading when you've seen 1,000 charts mitigate your 50 and 80, because you've seen it so many times. You become confident when you've seen 100 plus news events come out and meet your principles that match, you know? I would say ego is maybe like it can be a problem when you're blinded by it and not open to being wrong. That can be an issue. But then this comes down to one, who you're listening to and if they're believable people. Because if it's someone who doesn't have the results you want, I'm not going to take their advice. I'm going to be open that I could be wrong though. Do you see the difference? Because if someone hasn't got the results I want, I don't want to listen to you, because if I listen to you, I'll get more of what you have. I don't think that's ego, that's just being smart, right? But ego for me would be I'm right every time and I can never be wrong. But it's good when you say, wait a minute, no, I'm confident in this, in my markup, I'm confident in my thesis because I've got evidence to support this. However, I can be wrong. I don't think it's a problem like that. I think it's a problem when we go into hot hand fallacy, and it happens to me sometimes as well. Where you'll be fucking winning, you'll hit a fat payout, you'll go on a fat winning streak, you'll hit fucking back to back to back to back profits, and then you get overconfident, and then you stop doing the things that got you to that point. You stop your studying, you stop showing up, you stop getting feedback, and you start regressing, if that makes sense. Um, Because when I feel confident when I'm wrong, it makes it a bit bigger. Because I found when I feel confident I'm wrong, whereas if I'm incorrect, I don't. I found more time. I feel like I feel confident I'm wrong, whereas I'm correct. I don't feel. Well, yeah, you just haven't built up enough evidence, brother. That's it. You just got to build more evidence. Like outwork yourself down. That's it. Like you got to remember, trading is a career path, right? And like you wouldn't be a confident doctor after a year of medical school, would you? You know what I'm saying? So it's just experience, bro. Confident in your abilities, but still having humility. I hate the word humility, bro. I hate it. Because humility means have low self-importance. You should be important in your world. You know what I mean? Of course, if you're not important in your own world, if you're not the star of your own movie, then, bruv, you know what I mean? Um, but I would say just be open to other sides of the coin. Always be open to devil's advocate. And always be open to other perspectives. And I think what helps me is reminding myself of what is that? Mosquito bite. Being open to the laws of the universe. And because the laws of the universe, they teach the law of relativity. And the law of relativity just means everything's relative. There's always something better, there's always something worse. And also the law of I think it's polarity. There's always the other side of the coin, right? Good has bad, bad has good, hot, cold. There's always the other side of the coin. How do I start my day? Uh, Um, how do I start my day with a fat blunt? No, I'm joking. Don't do that. Um, but no, so first thing I'll do, so I've got two types of days. I got my ideal day and I've got my fucked up day. I'll give you both. So my fucked up day, fuck it, I wake up late, I'm playing catch up, and I've just got to do what I got to do, right? But my ideal day is I planned it the night before. Right? So I planned it down to the minute and I've wrote my plan down. It's not a plan if it's in your head. Same thing with your trading plan. If your trading plan is not written out, hand, paper, pen, You do not have a plan. But I'll plan it out the night before, down to the minute. So, for example, doesn't matter what time you wake up, by the way. You don't need to wake up at fucking 4 a.m. But if you wake up at 9 a.m., 8 a.m., it doesn't matter. Sometimes I wake up at fucking 11 a.m. Sometimes I wake up at 1 p.m. Depends. Doesn't matter. But what I'll plan what time I wake up depending on, for example, tonight I know I'm going to be sleeping late because I'm going to be trading New York session. You know what I mean? So tomorrow I'm going to be waking up late, but I'll plan out that time. So let's say I sleep tonight, I don't know, 2 a.m., for example, right? And I wake up maybe 9 a.m., right? 8 a.m. I'll plan it out. And then the first thing I'll do, if I'm at home, obviously I'm not home right now, but if I'm at home, first thing I'll do, YouTube affirmations, right? Listen to some affirmations, go downstairs, make my coffee, put some of my interstellar blends in it, put a bit of salt in some water, lemon, lime, some blue spirulina, chug that, hydrate myself. Have my coffee, my herbs in it, my She Legit, my interstellar blends. Um, and then from there, whilst I'm drinking my coffee, well, I'll let my dog out, but whilst I'm drinking my coffee, I'll read my book. So 10 pages of my book. And then I go walk my dog, listen to an audio whilst I'm walking my dog, go to the gym. What do you think I'm listening to in the gym? Think I'm listening to music? Think I'm listening to that new Drake album? Are you fucking high? No, I'm listening to personal development. Listen to audios. Listen to the same audio again and again and again and again. Um, from there, normally this will probably be around like maybe 12 p.m., 1 p.m. now. Get on the charts, making sure I've caught up on my journal, making sure I've got up to date with. Oh, sorry, there's this food next to me. It's chili, it's spicy as fuck. Um, but make sure I've got caught up on my journal, done an end of day slash end of week markup, caught up with yesterday's price action, last week's price action. Holy shit, this food is spicy. I gotta move. The steam is making me choke. But yeah, like an end of day, end of week markup, and then mark up my charts, do my levels, do my economic analysis, making sure I'm up to date with all that stuff, and then it really just from there, that's kind of it. It just gets into the rest of the task. Maybe trade, do some calls with the team, um, if that makes sense. But obviously, I'll plan it all out, and that's the key. Probably the worst thing you can do is wake up and scroll. Fucking hell, bro. This is a fucking Nisa, what is this chili sauce you brought? Fucking hell. I'm like by the door of the hotel room now. Like, I'm gonna have to go in the lobby now, bro. I'm in my fucking robe. Fucking hell. Um, but yeah, bro. So the main thing is planning it out and like feeding my brain with good information ASAP because the first 30 minutes when you're awake, your subconscious mind's literally open and it's very impressionable. So I'm always trying to listen to affirmations saying positive in the morning, and that's the most important part. Stoic. Yeah, Stoicism's good. There's a book I think I read called The Obstacle is the Way. I can't remember who it's by. It's about Stoicism. Um, yeah, I think like it's just like bro, when it comes to like trading, bro, success, you just got to learn how your emotions influence your judgment and learn how your inner world creates your outer world. Laws of the Universe, Randy Howe, Van K Tharp, the trainings obviously I've done, Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, I've watched him live, he's fantastic. Really good. Laws of the Universe, Owen Cook, Julian himself, people like that are great. Yeah, I mean, subconsciously, you said subconsciously not trusting myself due to not enough evidence. Yeah, partly, bro. And your self-image. You have to curate your self-image. You have to, what you think about, you'll become. So you have to change that belief in how you see yourself. And like, I always had the belief, well, I didn't have always had the belief, I had to create the belief that I am successful now. Not, oh, I will be successful, I will be a profitable trader. It's, I am a profitable trader now. And you start acting in accordance with that because you always act in accordance with your self-image. So maybe for you, bro, you should study more about the self-image. Oh yeah, Ryan Holiday's, yeah, is really good. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that was his book. Yeah, the obstacle is the way. I just remember that's what it's called. If you say that he wrote it, then yeah, yeah. But bro, just study self-image, Bob Proctor, belief. There's even this geezer, this Chinese guy, what's his name? He did this really good TED talk. He's a sales trainer, but type in Dan Locke. I think it's self-image. Dan Locke self-image. Yeah. And this book here, absolutely fantastic. Like this is one of the best books I've ever read. Psycho, Cybernetics, and Mastery by Robert Greene. Fucking insanity books. But yeah, boys, I'm gonna go eat. This food sounds smelling delicious. I'll catch you guys in the chat. So obviously we're gonna see if we've got any trades today. Hopefully we do. But I'll drop the recording soon. Obviously, if anyone needs me, let me know and I'll catch up with you lot in the groups, drop the recordings, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Appreciate you all. Take care, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye bye.